So I'm back with another video. On this video, I will talk about how Kaident's father's mother treated us, and most importantly, how she treated Kaident. I'm going to try to be very brief. I will watch how I say it, but I will not watch what I say. This is my truth, and if I'm going to speak the truth, I need to tell it how it is and be real about the situation. Because like I said, not many people know, the situation that I went through or that I'm going through. And yes, I'm at work. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and get into when I was pregnant with Kaident and Kaident's dad's mother. So when she found that I was pregnant, she asked for a DNA test, which was all fine and dandy. I agreed to it. We were supposed to get the DNA test at the hospital when I had Kaident. Before I had Kaident, during the pregnancy, she was awesome. I thought she was going to be a good grandmother. She did everything like she was supposed to do. She was there at the doctor's appointments. She was there at the gender reveal. She was there at the baby shower. She called. She texted. She did everything that she was supposed to do as a grandmother. So when Kaident came at the hospital, we were supposed to do a DNA test. That never happened. Instead, it was, let me claim my side. Let me get my side. Ooh, yes, he looked like us. He looked like my side. Blah, blah. There was no DNA test. So, it was dropped. At least that's what I thought. So, weeks went by. No mention of it. On Thanksgiving, I decided to go ahead and go to Kaident's side of the family so they can meet him and meet me. Because I didn't know anybody. While we're there, she takes my son and she goes around and she shows my son to other people. Now let me give you an example of exactly how she did that. Does he look like my son? Does he look like my son? Does he look like my son? Now, I felt disrespected, but I did not say anything. I kind of let it go, but I felt disrespected. That was that. Some months went past. I found out that she was sending pictures of my son through text, asking people, does my son look like her son? Okay. I found that out. So I asked her again, do you want a DNA test? She said, yes, I want a DNA test, but you have to pay for it. I'm sorry? When did that ever become, the answer that I had to pay for it? So I was really nice about it, and I said, I know who my child's father is. I will not pay whole, but I will pay half. For your sake. You're asking for it, not me. And matter of fact, why would I want to put my son on somebody who's deceased? I'd much rather put my son on a rich person that's alive other than someone that's deceased. Why would I lie about that? But okay, like I said, okay, let's do the DNA test. DNA test never happened. Asked for it. Never. So, at 6 months, she started denying my son. Didn't want to see him. Wasn't answering my texts. Wasn't answering my phone calls. I was still asking for the DNA test for her sake. Never once replied back. So one day, I had reached out to his other child's mother. And I asked her, hey, what's going on? Can you ask her if we can still do the DNA test? I'm willing to go half, but let her know that I'm not paying whole. So she comes back to me and says that the mom says respectfully I don't know how respectfully you can say this, but respectfully, she asked that you no longer contact her. She doesn't want anything to do with you or Kaident. Okay. That's fine. After I've asked her a thousand times about the DNA test. And yes, she's told me, I don't think he looks like my son. And I'm saying, okay, well, we can do the DNA test. And there was nothing. And I also had to remind her, he does have 2 parents. Not 1, but 2. He's not going to just look like the dad or just look like the mother. He can look like both. He can look like either or. That doesn't make, him not be his child. So, at 6 months, she denied my son. Haven't heard from her. That was back in 2015. It's 2019. That is a long time not to see your grandson, ma'am. Okay. So, back in 2018, which was last year, in September, so it hadn't even been a year yet, her sister came to my job. And the sister goes, how you been? I'm looking at her like, girl, who are you? I was like, I'm doing fine. So I'm still trying to, figure out who this lady is. Then she goes, how's Kaident? I said, in my head, I'm like, how do you know my son? But, since she's asking, I go ahead and say, he's fine. So then she comes back up and she says, do you work here? Well, yes, baby, I do. Yes, I do. I said, yes, I do. She said, didn't you move out of town? What? No, never have. Not yet. I was like, no, I haven't. And she said, well, I thought you moved to Texas. I'm sorry? When? When was this? I've never moved to Texas. I never lived in Texas, never moved to Texas. No. So she was like, so you've been in Kansas City? Yes, ma'am, I have. And by this time, I've already realized that this is the mom's sister. So I go ahead and call her up. I don't think she realized that I was going to take her blood. I take her to the back, and she goes, so I want to see Kaident. I want to see how he's doing. I want to see some pictures. I was like, okay, I already know why. I know why she's asking. So I go ahead and, flip my phone out, and I show her pictures of my son. And she goes, oh my God, he's so handsome. You never moved to Texas? I said, no, I never lived in Texas, no. So then she's like, well, just wait until I tell my baby sister that I seen you. And I was like, just out of the respect of my son and I'd rather you not. I don't want her to know anything about what we got going on. So if you could please do not bring us up to her. And so then she starts to cry. And she's just like, I can't believe my sister would lie to me. I don't know what the reasoning is. Why would she tell me that you guys live in Texas? So the mom failed to tell the sister that she didn't want the DNA test. She didn't want to pay half for the DNA test. She failed to tell her that she completely shut us out. She completely denied my son. She failed to tell her that she told us that she didn't want us in her life at all. So the sister continues to cry after I tell her that, and she asked me if I could give her a hug and if she could kiss me on the cheek. And I said yes, and she just could not. She was just so disgusted that her sister would lie to her and tell her that we moved out of town when all along the sister just wanted a DNA test and she never got it. So the sister was trying to figure out why would she lie to her about something so small. And I'm sure she probably seen that my son looked just like her nephew at 4. Because when they're born, they can look like anybody. Especially when you have 2 parents, baby. Yeah. So she gives me a kiss on the cheek, and I'm just looking just confused because by now I'm you know, I don't care about the situation anymore. So I'm just confused. Like, okay, whatever, you know, nice to see you. Don't tell her that you see me. Don't tell her that you talk to me. I don't want her in my business. You know, just don't tell her. Still to this day, this lady has not came in contact with us at all. At all, you guys. Like, she hasn't seen my son since 6 months. 6 months. Now, I will tell you guys that on his dad's side, he has a brother and a cousin that still stays in contact with us and checks up on Kaident, which is great. I really appreciate you too. But other than that, Kaident doesn't know anybody on that side. So, like I said, when it comes to his dad, he doesn't know anyone. So he does, like I said, he doesn't even know this. He doesn't know the situation yet that has happened with his dad, of course, because he's only 4. I don't think they understand when they're 4. But he doesn't know her from a can of paint. If he walked right past her, he wouldn't even know who she was. And no, I don't want her to be around my son. Nope. I don't want her to see him. Maybe when he gets a little older and he wants to know that side of the family. But while I'm the guardian and while he's under 18, no contact. Now, y'all tell me why I should change my mind. She completely denied him. She completely shut him out. She completely just, you know, shut him out her life, period. And I don't know why somebody want to do that, not knowing the truth. So you missed all these years, and it's going to continue to miss all these years until you want to get a DNA test. And when you see that DNA test, you're going to feel like crap. But anyway, so that is my truth about that. She told the other baby mother that she didn't want anything to do with us, not just me, but her grandson. So no, he doesn't know any of that side of the family. He will never know until he gets older, because there's no way that you're about to walk out of my son's life and then think I'm about to let him come back in so you can do it again. Baby girl, no, definitely not. Okay, so that will conclude this one. I will be back with another video.